evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Wendell, and I'll be your guide this evening into the odd and entertaining world of the marionette. Now, before we go any further, I feel I should point out to you that I am, in fact, completely naked. This is entirely intentional and entirely for your benefit. We're hoping it'd be educational in a naked anatomy lecture sort of a way. Now, I'd also like to make it perfectly clear that I'm not just jumping on the old Fringe Festival nudity bandwagon. Fact is, they wouldn't even include the nudity warning I wanted in the program. They said it wasn't necessary. I was none too pleased to discover that my nudity did not require a warning. I mean, how would you feel? Well, enough about that. The one thing that I hope my nudity does make perfectly clear is the fact that I am not a little person. I'm a puppet, and I'm very proud to be a puppet, thank you very much. Now, some of the more astute among you have probably noticed by now that I'm operated by strings. This makes me a marionette. Now, if you know anything about puppetry, I'm sure you're well aware of the fact that marionettes are the pinnacle of the puppeteer's art. Not me personally, mind you. I'm just a wobbly little work in progress. But as a class, we offer much to admire. Now, don't get me wrong. I've got nothing against the other forms of puppetry. Your hand puppets, your rod puppets, your shadow puppets there. But if you're looking for true sophistication, you need look no further than the marionette. Why, I myself am the result of countless hours of careful planning, sophisticated engineering, and craftsmanship. Which is not to say that I couldn't use a few more hours in the shop, if you know what I mean. But who couldn't? Well, I'm supposed to be doing something educational out here right now. And being a string puppet, I'd like to speak to you for just a couple of minutes about strings. First off, I just love them. I'm not just kidding when I say that I would be nowhere without them. Sure, they can be a pain at times, but all in all, they're just the best. Now, your average blue-collar working marionette on the street has got 9 basic strings. Kathy, could you help me for a minute here? Thank you. Now, we'll start with the foundation strings. The shoulder strings support most of the weight. Oh, careful, that tickles. Supports most of the weight of the puppet, in this case, me. The next 2 strings are the head strings, located on either side. Careful with that, that's no Q-tip. Located on either side of my head, and they go up to the control bar and attach at either side of the T. So if the control bar is tilted one way, I look that direction, and if it's tilted the other way, I look that direction. Clever, huh? The next 2 strings are the hand strings, which is actually one continuous string, but we like to count it as 2. It starts at my right hand, goes up through the control bar, and back down to my left hand, allowing both hands to be operated with one string. Now, the next 2 strings, strings 7 and 8, if you've been keeping count, are the leg strings. They attach at the knee and come up to a separate bar, which allows for more string movement, which is necessary for my legs. Now, the 9th string, allow me to turn for just a second here, is the back string, which allows me to lean forward. There you have it, the 9 basic strings. Thank you, Kathy. Oh my. crowd. Now, you may have also noticed that I'm slightly more than a basic marionette. Consequently, I have a few extra strings. Anyone care to make a guess as to what those strings might be? Oh, very good. I've been flapping my little jaws since I got out here, and it does take an additional string for my mouth. Anyone else? This is as close to interactive as this show's going to get. I also have 2 strings on the palms of my hands, which allow for wrist rotation and a little more subtlety of my gesturing. Well, this concludes my lecture on strings. And now for some practical examples. Within our little troupe of marionettes, you'll find examples of a variety of methods, materials, and motley manifestations of the marionette art. So sit back, find a comfortable place to suspend your disbelief, and enjoy Sock Puppet Serenade.